Hi, Dad. How are you today?
Hey, Jordana. We are doing great. It has been a beautiful autumn. It has been a beautiful day, and the trees are starting to change color, and they're going to their crimsons and their beautiful yellows and oranges, and you can just feel autumn is in the air as it was last night with our Hallmark presentation.
So last night we are in the month of October, which means we are falling into love with Hallmark. That is the theme of their fall. And this week's movie was called Autumn at Apple Hill, as appropriate as that is, as we are officially, I believe, autumn started last week sometime or
Yes,
so.
the 20th to 21st of September.
So we've been in autumn a little bit, but it's getting chilly everywhere. Well, certain places, I guess.
And
we do have some heat.
Apple Hill is in Maine. And although Maine is not known for its apples, they are known for their bed and breakfasts.
Yeah.
And what we've known with the COVID and all the things that have been going on, the proprietors of the bed and breakfasts have had trouble maintaining their profitability. And this story played off of the profitability or non-profitability of this particular bed and breakfast.
And this establishment called Apple Hill, which what the name from that it got from when her grandparents, where they first found love and created this bed and breakfast years and years ago. And it showed at the beginning, which I really loved. They kind of, from the beginning, captured our hearts right from the beginning, I thought, where special moments in her family. And it seems, what we hear throughout the movie, that not only her family, but the whole community had a lot of special moments at that Apple Hill.
Right, at the Apple Hill bed and breakfast. And also the fact that the two love interests, the two lovebirds, actually had gone to school in this small town in Maine. Yeah. And they knew of each other, but they were several years apart. Yeah. And that came in to play here. And it was a story with sweet romance. It had a lot of humor, had family, had love, had heart. And I thought it was a wonderful Hallmark.
Yeah, it was a really good one. I loved how they captured from the beginning, like I was saying, right till the end, they kept us focused from whether we were learning about the history of Apple Hill or why our characters, Erin Cahill, who played Elise, who was our main female character.
She was a wonderful actress.
She was outstanding.
Very believable.
Believable in this role, and she's not new to Hallmark. No. And then we had Wes Brown, who played Luke, and I thought he was phenomenal too.
And together, they portrayed this love that started out very slowly, as in all Hallmarks, that accelerated, and then had a little bit of a bump, a problem, and then exploded into love and happiness.
Yeah, and it was interesting because Apple Hill means so much to our main character, Luke, as well as Elise, how it was her family's Apple Hill, their bed and breakfast, and she really wanted to keep it alive and going because of in memory of her grandparents and all the memories she had of every moment she remembered growing up took place at this bed and breakfast. And he also had a reason to go there. He was you know, on a vacation, we'll call it. He went there, and he only, every time he goes visits this town, he can stay with friends and everybody else, but he always stays at the inn.
Well, he remembers the inn because that's where his parents used to go with him when he was younger. And also he remembers the inn when he was growing up and going to school in this small town. So it had some special interest to him. Yeah. But also the fact is that his family were in the real estate merger and acquisition business.
In the hotel business.
Yes. And she was fearful that he wanted to buy out her inn at a very reduced price.
And she didn't realize it was the same Luke because like when we're children. I just, as you know, I just went to a high school reunion, and we don't ever think of last names when we're in grade school or high school. Like,
That's right,
we don't know people's last names. So she just knew him as Luke, his friend's best friend who still lived in the town. And I can't remember his name right now, but she's like, oh, I think Greg was his name maybe. But, it's so-and-so's best friend. And that's all she always remembered him. He was such a great guy and kind-hearted. Yes. But she didn't realize this was Luke of the, I can't remember the name of his
she
company.
was just rebounding from a bitter divorce. And you could just see the love, as they say, the happiness, the family, all of these aspects came out in this wonderful Hallmark that took place among pumpkins and corn stalks and apple orchards with fresh apples on the
Halloween
tree.
Parties. We got into the Halloween.
Oh, it was so much fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And I loved that, sense of community. They even went into how a lot of these businesses in these small towns had closed up shop. And, when kids and come back to their hometown, they're missing those things, and how to bring and regenerate what it's like to be there, and be able to bring some of those photos back and maybe regenerate some of these, small towns.
Well, what's happening is that young people in the past have abandoned the small towns for the large cities, and now some of them are going back to their roots, to that place, those places where they were once so happy and had fond memories.
Well, and it seems like, in all of our stresses in life, what they're finding, because he was in New York City, he's like, nothing brought the smile like Apple Hill did, and I think that was something that Hallmark does really well. It reminds us family, friends, quietness, they mentioned.
Nobody wants the hustle and bustle anymore. They all want to have a quiet place to raise their children and to enjoy life. And I think you had this big smile. You enjoyed it. I watched Mom. She seemed to really get into the Hallmark production. Yeah. And we found it extremely pleasant to watch.
And you guys will too, I think.
Yes, you will love it. And what's on for next week?
So next week is going to be Haunted Wedding. And this one should be interesting. They're like Ghostbusters in it. I don't know if you remember seeing the little thing, but I'm excited for the cast. So Janelle Parrish, who if anybody ever watched Pretty Little Liars, she played Mona, and I loved her in that. And then Dominic Sherwood, who is also known, and I don't think either of them have been in Hallmark, or not in main parts, but I'm going to have to look that up. But so that I'm excited for, to see. I don't know how much we're going to love it, but I'm excited for the characters in it.
If it's anything like this week's Hallmark, it should be very, very good.
And then also we did, because if you guys saw the other videos, I was in Atlanta last week for Sephora, so we did not review last week's movie, which was The Real West. And if that's something you want us to review, let us know in the comments. We'll definitely review it for you if that's something you want us to do.
And you were in the hurricane.
I was, yeah. Yes. And the devastation that is following is horrible. So definitely our thoughts are with all the families that are affected in communities. But it is amazing how that the water is really the culprit of a lot of it.
Well, now, unfortunately, there's another hurricane bearing down on Tampa Bay called Milton. And it's supposed to hit Wednesday with a direct strike. And it breaks our heart that these things are coming. But it looks like global warming is heating up.
It's scary. I mean, just being in Atlanta at the time and seeing a little piece of it where it was a tropical storm at that time, and flying into that, it was very interesting. But our thoughts and prayers are with everybody who's in the affected areas.
And so we will be together next Sunday.
And let us know if you want us to review The Real West. Comment, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for
We enjoy
watching.
Coming into your home and sharing with you. And for all of those people who are going to be affected Wednesday in the west coast of Florida, we wish you the best. We wish you good health, and we will be following with our prayers.
Absolutely.
So nice speaking to everybody. Be sure and watch the Hallmark from this week.
Autumn at Apple Hill.
Yeah, you will love it, and you will enjoy Hallmark's presentation. Good
Have a great
night,
one.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Nice seeing you.